Welcome back to the Bible Reading Project. It is Tuesday. We're hoping to inspire you to read the Bible every single day.
Every day, no excuses.
No excuses, and you do that. You have no excuses. Thank you again. All week long talking everything Christmas, and I'm so glad you're here. You don't look really Christmassy today, but I love you're repping somebody else's cloth clothing line, so I'm happy. But we were talking yesterday about the gift you and Matt gave me. It was shocking. I will say I was overwhelmed when you gave it to me. Then I started going to the disclaimer that we talked about of all the things that could happen to me physically. But you said, no,
just drink little sips.
It's awesomeness that you were going for. But do you know what CEF stands for?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
It is good.
It's not even Christian. I said Christ and faith because I'm Christian, and that's not what it stands for. It's the F word.
No,
and,
it's not.
It's not? We'll stay with Christ and faith.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. I'm so blessed. I can't wait to read it or drink. I'll say read because it scares me to even drink it. Yeah. Let's talk about this. It's All Things Christmas. Where's this one?
This is actually one of my favorite places in Illinois. It's called Long Grove. It's a little tiny town that does themed things through the seasons. Ooh. So this is Christmas time, and that's actually a Norwegian store that I go to.
Because you're Norwegian by descent, correct? I love that. All the blonde hair Norwegian girl. Yep. One more, and I noticed every time I went to sneak photos of you, and I decided to sneak photos. You're always with Christmas trees. Are you a Christmas tree person?
I love lights. They're my favorite.
You just love lights.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not necessarily the Christmas tree.
Yeah, well, it's part of it because it has lights.
Because I also found this one too, and it's another Christmas tree.
Yep.
And I'm like, you're really obsessed with Christmas trees. Okay, and who's that beside you again?
That's Matt.
That's Matt, and who is Matt again?
He's
just
my
for people who
husband.
don't know. And let's see if we can find good old Matt here. My computer just freaks out. Oh, there we go.
Yep, he's an elf there.
So he'll do what you ever tell him to do, like, hey, we're gonna dress up, and then he just says,
no, not really. That was just because I made him.
Yeah, because
he didn't want to do
you
it.
look happy, and he looks like, yeah, she's making
But that's why he never smiles.
Y'all aren't married there, are you?
We are.
Oh, you are married there.
That's our first year.
Because he kind of, it's definitely early because he still kind of has the boyfriend look, like, yeah, I'm having to do this because I love her. But I need help on this next one. I don't even.
Can't believe you put those
Come
pictures
on, you got to help me.
That's when we were dating.
You married that? You got to explain.
Look at that.
This.
You should have put this hair down because his hair is so amazing.
Well, I mean, I can see it down there. It's like a whole.
But it's
oh man! So tell me about this because this is kind of freaking me out here. I need to know what this is.
This is when we were dating. I think this was the day he proposed. Actually, he played a show that night, and it's with his band.
What was his band's name?
I think Awaken the Dawn.
Okay, you're right because I've already researched that.
Okay,
you're
cool.
right. So you thumb up $5 more. So you got that right. So he's obviously a guitar player. Looks like a 7-string. Yeah, what kind of music?
It's metal music.
Yeah, I can tell. I can just see the guy there. It's definitely. Were they good?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Sure. Yeah.
Like you think we could get them back together? We could get the band back together?
Hopefully. I mean, a lot of them have kids now. They're married.
Yeah.
Maybe once.
Maybe once. But if we paid them.
Yeah,
like if we said, hey, we got a paying gig for Awaken the Dawn. Were they Christian or non-Christian?
Awaken the Dawn is, yes.
Awaken the Dawn.
And then some of the members were a part of other bands that were not.
So we might say if you sign the Bible reading contract, we could sign a contract with Awaken the Dawn, have a big rally, get all of the guys and girls back together for a big hoorah. I hate heavy metal. But I love you, and I would be willing to maybe reach out to all of them and go, hey,
Great.
One more gig.
Sounds good.
And because you say they're good, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so you like the whole head banging. Did you get into it? You bang your head?
I didn't bang my head, but I just enjoy it because they're so, they don't just stand on the stage. They're very theatrical when they play, and it's really cool.
Oh, I love that, then. So I'm going to try to get them. I'm going to talk to your husband, reach out to Matt, and I'm just going to see if Matt can maybe get the guys back together, and we could just do Awaken the Dawn, like a springtime, kind of Adios Corona concert.
Yeah.
Never coming back,
just
Corona.
Scream it away.
Scream it away. Awaken the Dawn here on our property, 10 acres of land, outdoor festival. Awaken the Dawn is the headlining band. Do you think we could pull that off?
I think so.
I know people who can cook some good barbecue.
Let's do it.
I know somebody that can plan major events. I think we could pull this off and it would be fun, right?
Yeah, I would.
So we're talking about, and it's kind of a maybe a little sad this week in the topic, but there's hope. And it's Luke chapter 2 again, so let's go there.
Yep.
I'm going to start reading in verse 9. Luke chapter 2, verse 9. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you, the Messiah, the Lord, and this will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths, lying in a manger. Suddenly, a great company of heavenly hosts appeared with the angel, praising God, saying, glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to those whom his favor rests. And we're talking about Jesus bringing us peace and going from pain to peace. The pain from Adam and Eve, who failed God. The pain of all the death, all of the disappointments of God through the book of Genesis, through the Old Testament, to an angel that finally says, I got some hope for you, some joy. And so you kind of opened up yesterday and talked a little bit about your dad and mom that got a divorce. You were 16. And we sort of left off that you'd kind of taken a path of hurt, playing a hypocritical game, and your drug of choice was lying. You felt like I can lie, and because I believe that. I believe when pain arises, I don't know psychologically how this fits all the time, but I think everybody chooses a drug of something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's attention, sometimes, but yours was lying. So let's pick up there. You're lying, you're clubbing, you're hanging out with the wrong people and kind of the right people too, because you're still in church, right? So walk us through the pain, because there may be a lot of people whose parents are divorcing or have gone through divorce. And the thing I love about you is you're so genuine, and it's evident that you've healed. And there may be people that have not healed, that are still bitter. So let's just talk about you first, and kind of pick up there with lying and what was going on, and maybe some of the stuff you're having to process as this girl that believes in God, but I'm kind of ticked right now. So take off.
Well, the pain, I think, was just that something so bad could happen when I thought I gave my life to Jesus, and I thought my parents served Jesus, and that was the most hard for me and my brother. My brother had his own issues as well, and so I just really was like, well, if that can happen, why am I serving God? But yet I still, like I said yesterday, I still didn't want to disappoint anybody, so I was still in ministry, and that was 2 years of my life. And it was like the moment I realized that I had a really bad issue with lying was I lied about pizza.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, why am I lying about pizza?
Give me the story. I got to know the story.
I don't really know. Remember it?
It's a sad thing when you lie about pizza.
I just remember something like I ate it or something, and my mom asked me, did you eat this? And I said no. And she was like, and it was like a bigger issue than just pizza. I don't remember the whole story. But she's like, why are you lying to me about that? And I was like, I don't know. So it just became like second nature to me, just to tell fibs, If I thought it would not be something someone wanted to hear, then I would lie about it. Right. Instead of telling them the truth.
So I like what you just said of, I'm really bummed that I'm serving God and he let this happen to me. Because I think everybody has that. Yeah. If God's so good, then why? But you obviously remedied that thought. Like, what happened that caused you to go, he is worth serving. This did happen to me. I wished it hadn't happened to me, but you picked God anyway. What happened that caused you to go, all right, I'm going this route now?
It was really a moment of just deciding the thing about it was that those whole 2 years, I became like a recluse person. Okay. Like people could see me going through struggles. I dyed my hair black, and it wasn't like a nice black. It was like, oh, she looks sick or something, sure. And so like people could see something happening, but I didn't talk about it. I didn't want anybody to get too deep. I would just be like, no, let's just keep the surface level. I'm great, whatever, bye. And so I think it was when one time, I don't know what news my brother got, but he got really mad and he went into the field behind our house, and I was just watching him. I think it was something about my dad, and then I went out there and I just hugged him and we both cried together, but we didn't speak. Like it was just like that moment of vulnerability, and he said it's okay, and I was like, yeah. And so that was it. And then I was like, you know what, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and this isn't it.
So we'll end with this question, because I think it's you hit something that's tender for people. People in pain hate vulnerability. vulnerability.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just because it hurts too much. You don't want to talk about it. You want to feel like you got it and nothing's wrong. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I found that to be vulnerable with people is probably the greatest healing from mm-hmm. pain. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest lie of the devil is to isolate us.
Yep.
You know, and we're in a generation now where, especially in Christianity, which is sad, you don't want to be vulnerable because you don't want to be crucified and gossiped about and, mm-hmm. You know, or I'm vulnerable, but I don't want to change. Yeah. In other words, I'm going to tell you all my garbage and you better accept me, but I'm not changing.
Yep.
But I think the beauty of being vulnerable is it does bring healing.
It does.
And it's hard. It really is hard because you might get done wrong. You might get gossiped about. You may lose a friend or two. Mm-hmm. Your dad may get mad at you because, you know, you're so vulnerable to tell the story, right?
And I had to cut that friend off completely. Like, because I knew once that happened, I was like, well, this is not that she was the problem, but every time I was in contact with her, things would just go south. And so I didn't even tell her I was not talking to her because I knew if I talked to her, she would somehow convince me it's fine, don't worry. And so I was like, no, just everything block, no communication. And I didn't talk to her again for like 3 more years because it was just that bad.
Yeah, right. Pain is never fun, right?
No.
So tomorrow I want to talk about how we become vulnerable and how we find hope from it and move forward. So thank you again. Are you okay to keep going?
Yep.
Oh, I love it. We'll see you tomorrow on Hump Day, Wednesday. Want to encourage you, read Luke chapter 2 all week long. It's healthy for you. It's good for you. We're talking about going from pain to peace. Thank you again, Miss Nessa. We'll see you tomorrow.